A lot of people didn't see that song get made, but we made the song. It was me and Kyle Rich, and then randomly NLE Chopper walked in the room while it was live, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just saying what's up, whoop, whoop." And then I was like, "Man, drop a verse, man."
You hear?
Yeah, he ended up hopping in the booth, dropping a verse. And at first, my chat didn't like the song.
Once again, it's the Audacy Check In. My name is DJ Buck, along with my man Big Reg, and we got a special guest with us today. DDG is in the building. What's going on? How you feeling, man?
What's up, man? Living good, feeling good.
How's the run going? The album's out now.
Yep.
How's it going so far? Is it what you expected this first few days?
I was going great. Everybody likes it. I've been getting a lot of great feedback from supporters, peers, other artists. So it's dope.
Blame the chat, man. You had a leading up this album. You had this twitch that went on for it was a long time. How'd you pull that off, man?
I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, once you get into like the streaming stuff, you kind of get used to it. You know, you kind of develop like a relationship with the viewers.
But they're always watching you. Are you ever worried about what they may see, or are you conscious of what you're doing?
I mean, you know, nah. I think everybody that watches me is watching me for a positive reason. So, you know, it's like just kicking it with your homies for real.
So doing it that long, did you ever just like forget that you were live or the camera's running, just doing things because the human aspect kicks in? It's like, okay, I've been doing this so long, I just forgot about that.
Yeah, like even sometimes, like when I like even now when I get off of live and the camera not on, I wake up thinking I'm on camera still.
You
like
think it's still on?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's like that the Truman Show.
I did.
Like,
that's a great show. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
show.
So it's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
During this stream, you had a lot of artists come through.
Yep.
Ty Dolla $ign came through.
Yep.
And you made a song right there. First thing you said when you walked in, it's like, "Where's all the ladies at? Man, where were the ladies at in the room, man?"
They was spread around the house, man.
they was around.
Yeah, they was there though for sure.
How was that feeling when Ty stepped in and you started working on music? How'd that feel?
It was good, man. Me and Ty always been cool. I actually made a song with him in like 2018, 2019 or something. It just never came out. But he was one of the first artists that like reached out and was like, "Oh, let's make some music." And this before I started like streaming for real. So
now you're originally from Pontiac, Michigan.
Yep.
You ever dabble into the Detroit music scene before you went out to LA?
I mean, in a way, I feel like the whole Michigan has like a similar Detroit sound or like Flint sound. I feel like those are two sounds that come out of Michigan. But yeah, like one of the songs on my album, GTA, was Skilla Baby. It's like that Detroit sound, you know, cause he's from Detroit.
Yeah, was it important for you to get a song like that just for the hometown?
I mean, I think it was just organic. You know, me and him cool, so you know he pull up whenever. And we made a few songs already before that just never been released. So it was just easy. I wasn't really pressed to make a certain type of sound. It was just whoever was pulling up that I was rocking with and they was rocking with me, then we was gonna go in there and we was gonna make some good music.
Now with this song streaming, putting the album together with the streaming seems to be different because it seems like there's no East Coast or West Coast. It's just the vibe. I'm looking at the people who are on this album. It's everybody from everywhere. You know, back in the day it was like, okay, strictly East Coast or West Coast, but I'm seeing that streaming is allowing you to open up to more type of music and artists.
Wide variety of different artists.
Yeah, it's a lot of artists that it's just it's more fun, I would say, to like create live. You know, you're getting live feedback. They know what they're getting right then and there. And even with my album, like most of the people that watched the hit-a-thon, they heard me make the song. But even when I still drop the album, it still sounds refreshing. It still feels new. So, you know, because when you make the song, it ain't mixed, it ain't mastered, it ain't got them extra drums that, you know, the original had. So
Raw.
yeah, it's something new still. So it's just cool.
And being live all the time, man, it must be tough. How do you manage your relationship with social media, making sure that it doesn't have negative impact on your mental health? How do you do that? Because everyone's watching you. They can say anything on the internet.
I mean, I think over time, like over the years, I developed a really thick skin on the internet. Just getting constantly hated on for unnecessary things. It kind of just builds.
Yeah, you get a lot of hate on it.
Yeah, so it's just like a boxer. You know what I'm saying? If a boxer is doing warm-ups where he taking a lot of body shots from the coach or whatever, when he get in the fight, he gonna be able to eat the, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing.
Why do you think it's important to continue having these conversations about mental health?
I mean, mental health is extremely important. I found myself in dark times before, dealing with like content creation, music, just wanting to see myself at the forefront of the industry and things like that. But I never really let too much get to me. But I always give myself pep talks here and there when I ever feel down.
Is there anybody you talk to when you feeling that way, or when you get into those spaces? Because like you said, when you're on social media, people say things, and they always say ignore it or whatever, but at the end of the day, you see the comments, you see blogs and all of that. How do you deal with that?
My mom, like I call my mom about anything.
Still there for you.
Yeah. If I feel like some type of way I'm going through something, just anything, internet, real life, whatever, I can call my mom. She might not have the solution right then and there, but sometimes you just need somebody to talk to and just make you feel better. Voice. Yeah.
Did your mom always have your back when you decided to do what you're doing, or did she have different plans for her son?
Nah, she was with whatever I was with.
Right away out the gate.
Yeah, because back in college, I started making a lot of money when I was.
That'll change it. That'll get that'll get on time.
For sure. Yeah, she was with whatever. So, when I was dropping out of college and just focused on chasing whatever I wanted to chase, it was easy. I had all the support.
Now I got the album. When I put it in, the first song I heard was the one with Bia. Ooh, that's hard. That's hard. What was that feeling like working with her? Was that your first time? No, it wasn't your first time meeting her. No.
Me and Bia have been cool for a minute. Like, I met Bia years and years and years ago. We made songs like, I think around like 2020, during that pandemic era, and we just been friends ever since. But this was the first time that we like popped out with a song, and that song was made not during that week, but it was made on live. That was like one of the other first songs that I made on live.
During the head of time?
Yeah, did the whole song on live.
That song right there, definitely fire.
Appreciate it, man.
Now, all right, so you got like 15 tracks on here.
Mm-hmm.
Blame the chat. I'm gonna name a song, and you tell me what went into making it.
Bet.
All right, let's go with Man on a Mission.
Man on a Mission, that's another song made live. The way that song came about, it was me and Kyle Rich, and we was just in there, and this was like one of my lighter streams. Now I average a lot of viewers, but like during this time on this stream, it was just one of those ones where I just hit live. I ain't really promote it or nothing, so I only had like 2,000-3,000 people. A lot of people didn't see that song get made, but we made the song. It was me and Kyle Rich, and then randomly NLE Chopper walked in the room while I was live, and he's like, oh, I'm just saying what's up, whoop, whoop. And then I was like, man, drop a verse, man.
You hit?
Yeah, he ended up hopping in the booth, dropping a verse. And at first, my chat didn't like the song, but the one that's on the album, that's why I say, like, even when I dropped the album, some of it's still refreshing because I changed my verse. Like, I did a whole different verse. So the one I put on there is the new one.
All right. Let's go with In the Zone.
In the Zone, I actually didn't make this song on live. This song was just one of those ones where I knew it was a great song, but it was an open verse. So I had another artist on it, but he just didn't send me the session in time. So I was like, how can I still use this song? Because it's not a long song. It's like 1:30.
Right.
But I made it like a cool transition from my other song, What I Prefer, so it feels like it's connected to What I Prefer, so it don't take up too much room.
All right, last one, No Help.
No Help is like it's the outro. It's like one of those songs where I'm kind of like reflecting and just trying to speak from the heart or rap from the heart or whatever, and slowing the beat down. That's another thing. Like, that beat was remade because the producer ended up selling the beat after I already previewed the song. Yeah, that's happened a few times. The producer ended up selling the beat. So
was this a online beat or a producer you was directly working with?
I just went, like, sometimes I go to the studio and then I just go on YouTube and like just find the beat.
Yeah.
And that was one of them songs. I just went on YouTube, find the beat. Well, I'm probably never gonna do that again, but I just went and found the beat, rapped on it, boom, I previewed it, and then he ended up selling the beat randomly. So I had to get, and then we remade it, and then he said it was too similar, and then he had to remake it again, and I ended up changing it to this beautiful beat that it is now. So it's a blessing.
I got one more. Speed. Ooh, tell me about that one.
Speed. So Ty pulled up just in the middle of the hit-a-thon, right? He pulled up. I'm thinking, because most artists pulled up and they got on the mic and they rap, or he's singing and stuff and you rap, but he pulled up and he was like, I got records already. And I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, bet. So he started playing through them, and then when I heard Speed, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one, because I knew what I needed. I'm like, I need something like this. I need something that's easy to remember, something that people can vibe to. And another thing, like, my chat was like, nah, bro, don't do that one. You need to do the he played another singing record. I'm like, nah, I already got singing records. I just, what I'm saying, I got What I Prefer thing with Queen, the song with Queen and Shinsia. I'm like, all right. So I went against them on this one. I was like, I know this gonna hit. And then I did the Speed, and then it was perfect.
Out of everyone that walked in that studio, if there was one person that could have walked in that didn't, who would you have loved to walk into that studio when you were putting that together?
Adele was on the way, but then she caught a flat tire.
Who's that?
So Who? Adele was on the way.
She
She caught a flat tire, so I was like,
Adele, cool. Come on, Adele. You know better than that. You could have made that.
A flat tire, come on.
No, but I mean, it's more so just like I'm easy to work with, so I'm in this space now where, like, if
that was a lousy excuse, by the way. She had a flat tire.
Yeah, you're right. I'm lying, by the way. I wish.
You wish.
That's a dream. Yeah. But I just rock with who rock with me. I don't like to force collabs. I don't like to force features. None of that. I just like to keep everything organic. So, whoever rocking with me, that's who I wanted to walk through the door.
All right, so you had success with Moonwalking in Calabasas. Since then, you've made music a little different from this. What is going to be different from this album than the music you made back then?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just all around more of a polished artist. I kind of think more like, okay, I want the hook to be a little more simple, or I want the hook to sound like this, or I want to rap for this long on the verse, or I want to bring, what I'm saying? I just think more technical these days about how my music come
more
out.
of an artist.
Yeah, for sure.
How important is it, because I keep hearing you say your chat said, how important is it for your chat with your project? How much do you take what they say into what you're going to do for your projects?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I think I cracked the code. Like, I think I'm always listen to them. Cause you gotta think, like, I used to make music for people that didn't listen to me. That was my problem. Like, now I make music for people that listen to me, and then I will let them be the ones to advocate for me and say, oh, you think DDG just a streamer, YouTuber, whatever? Nah, he hard. I let them advocate for me, cause I feel like a lot of my music career I was chasing the streams and the support from people that don't want to like me no matter what. But now, like, I'm set. Like, if I only got 1,000 streams on a song, I'm gonna make music for those people that streamed that 1,000. You know what I mean? And then eventually it's gonna grow.
It's funny because streaming, your fan base is worldwide, everywhere. Are you ever surprised at some of the people from the different countries that check in for you?
Yeah, low key, but it's becoming a little normal. It's crazy. Yeah, it is a little bit, because it's, I travel a lot. So when I leave the country and I run into a lot of fans and people run into me, it's just, I don't know, it's surreal for real.
Now, we talked about the YouTube beats. I'm hearing that you're trying to get in producer. You're trying to have somebody teach you how to produce your own music.
Yeah.
Is that something you've always wanted to do, or it's just happening right now?
I always wanted to do it, but I just never sat down and did it. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I was valedictorian in high school.
Okay.
That's pretty smart.
I'm a smart man, So I feel like all it takes is like give me like a week. Give me about
A
2
week?
weeks. Give me
Man,
2 weeks and
A
I'll
week.
probably,
So he said that because he liked to make beats. So when you said a week, he's like, hold up now, a week?
A week you can get it.
about a week, so I'll be neck and neck with Pharrell.
He said he
or
was
something like that,
valedictorian. He did say that.
No, he said he'll be neck to neck with Pharrell in a week. No, but you know what? You got to think positive. You got to think that way. Now, when you started music, was streaming the way that you said, you know what, this is how I'm going to get on, or were you just a streamer and you started making music and it just happened that way?
I actually started on YouTube, so like streaming, like I've been streaming for 60 days straight. Like every single day, like even after that week-long stream during the studio, I got on stream 3 hours after all that production was gone. So I just been very consistent. That's why it seems like it's like I've been doing it for a long time, but in reality, like I haven't been really consistent with streaming until February of this year. So it's just really starting to take off. But I started off on YouTube, and that's where I kind of like got my first blow up at. And then I crossed over, I went into the moonwalking in Calabasas, had that run during the pandemic and stuff like that. But this is definitely a whole different era.
Has streaming changed the course of music making?
For sure. I feel like streamers are like the biggest PR run for artists. So it's good for me to like be my own marketing, my own PR, like I can advocate for myself. I can, artists want to pull up on my stream to play their music. You feel me? So it's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's a very strong tool. It's a lot of power for sure.
What is reality to DDG? You do a lot of streaming.
Yeah.
When you're not streaming, how is DDG just in the regular world?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm introverted for real. Like, I'm really an introvert. But you know why I love streaming? Because it forces me to be more outgoing. Because I got thousands of people watching me. So it's like I have to be funny. I have to crack jokes. I have to speak. Like I just took a nap on the way here.
I seen it on your
Yeah, I was asleep on the way here, but it's like, bro, that's probably the only nap I'm gonna get today. And I'm back. I'm on the clock. You feel me? So, these people, some of these people paying $8 a month to watch me. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't sit here and be boring. So it forces me to be extroverted and really be outgoing. But I'm noticing that it's starting to bleed into my real life. So like when the camera not on, sometimes I still got that little extroverted self, you know what I mean? Which I like because I be telling myself I need to speak to people more. I'm the type to be in the corner, kick it, chill, but
I ask this question all the time. I'm going to ask you the same question, but I'm going to flip a little bit. The Mount Rushmore of streamers. Who's on that mountain? The Mount Rushmore of streamers. Give me 5.
5. Go Kai Cenat,
Big.
Speed,
Big.
Aiden Ross, Black Boy Max. Then I say myself.
Oh, you can't wait.
I'm about to say, don't leave you off of there.
I try to be humble with it because
that's cool, but put you on there. Don't leave yourself off.
He had that the whole time. Yeah,
he said, I'm gonna say my name last.
A lot of these people like they motivate me to start streaming. So I gotta put them first. You know what I'm saying? But like I put myself up there for sure.
You worked hard for it. It's not easy. People think it's easy. You just turn the camera on and go. You worked hard at this to get where you are.
Yeah, for sure. But if the question was a little reworded, like black creators, I would have said my name immediately.
Right away.
When you say streamer, it's like I can't really put myself automatically top 5 because I just really got hot. Maybe like, you know what I mean? I've been going crazy for like 2-3 months. So,
but creators,
give about a year and ask me the same question I said before you even ask the question.
Be right there. So let's get it right. Adele caught a flat. Pharrell with the producing. You gonna be the one on the streaming. I like it. I like it. I like it. You ever look at streaming? Because I know when you started it, you probably was like, "This is fun. This is dope." Whatever, whatever. Did you ever look at it like, "Damn, this is gonna be a job"?
Nah, I mean, I really got into streaming because I just wanted to build a stronger foundation, like with my supporters. I feel like the more connected to them that you are, the more they want to support you. You feel me? So I feel like my life is already out there from YouTube, so I might as well connect with them even more. And I think it's working perfectly.
And you used to get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Where do you think that hate came from? Because you seem like a cool dude.
Man, you know what? I'm glad you said that, bro. Because I am a cool dude, man. Like, I think it's just, I don't know. Like, sometimes I might come off as like a little cocky or whatever. I'm just proud of myself. You feel me? So I come from a very struggling environment. Yeah. So, like, you know, I like to buy nice things. You know what I'm saying? I like to do stuff. You know, I don't let nobody's able to bully me. You know what I mean? And I feel like when people think of like content creators and streamers, they think you soft or something. So like I always, you say something crazy to me, I'm a respond. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say something back, and I feel like that maybe created more haters over time. You know, I beef with fan bases. I don't even beef with singular people. I think that's a waste of time. If you got a fan base,
you're going after the whole fan base. I
want the whole fan base to hate me. That's what I'm on. You know what I mean? I like to smoke.
You like to smoke.
I enjoy negativity. Like, but it's like sometimes it could be overwhelming, but for the most part, you know, I think my energy is just strong, and some people feel intimidated by it. Some people envious of it. But all in all, I always tell people like that I tell my supporters, and whenever I get on live or whatever, when I talk about like beefs or haters or whatever, I'm like, if anybody that hated on me met me in real life and hung out with me in real life, they'll be confused on why they hated me. You know what I mean?
There's no reason to hate you.
There's no real reason. It's just like empty hate that people just come up with off of just assumptions from blog sites, and you know how fake media be, but it is what it is. I ain't tripping.
What's a good number for you with this album that will make you satisfied as far as numbers wise? What would be, because you wanted to beat the last album.
Yeah.
You said, I want to do better than the last album with this one, and the next one better than this one. Mm-hmm. So what's a comfortable number for you?
I said if I hit 20, I'm cool.
20?
If I go under 20, I'm still cool though. But it's just like, I think 20 for me is cool. But I think I'm satisfied already with the amount of love that I'm getting for it, you know, so I know like I'm going in the right direction. Because sometimes like the previous albums that I dropped, I didn't really know what direction I was going in, or how of an impact, or if it was gonna stick. I feel like this album is something, if it don't sell 20 this week, it might sell 20 in the fourth week, you know what I mean, or the fifth week or something. I feel like it got a lot of room to grow. And, you know, I still got to drop these music videos, keep pushing it. I still got to go on tour. It's just a lot of stuff that I still got to do.
So it can get greater later.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about the hair, man. You cut the joints off. Or is it a reason why, or you just got sick of them?
So it was a goal. So when I did the hit-a-thon thing, right, I had to hit 40K subs.
Yep.
You know how much money subs is?
A lot of money.
It's enough to make you cut your hair.
It's about $8 a sub, man.
Yeah, how many?
Cut it.
I had like 40,000.
I'll cut mine for that much.
You will grow them.
Like, you do the math, man. So, yeah. But yeah, like I reached that 40,000 subs. I'm like, if I reach this, you know, I cut my hair.
So it's pretty much keeping your word.
I got a lot of support from my peers though. Like, that's the thing about the streaming community versus like the music industry. The streaming community, they real supportive. It's not no real envious. Like, it's like slight competition. You know, everybody shares certain type of viewers and stuff like that. But all in all, everybody's supportive of each other versus like the music industry. You know, a rapper might not post your song because, you know, they don't want, you know what I'm saying? They don't want you to get no whatever. So it's like, it's less clicked up than the music industry. So I was able to reach that number.
I ain't gonna lie. You were 6'2" with the hair.
Nah, what?
You at least 6'2".
Yeah, man. Now with my boots. I gotta put you on the boots, man.
Have you been offered money for the hair? Has anyone offered you money for the hair yet?
Nah, I sell them though.
You sell it?
For the right price, I'll sell them.
It was one thing we learned about DDG here about the paper.
About the money, for
He
sure.
wanted the money. I ain't mad at it. You live on the stream and you're introvert and real, off of it. What do you like on stage?
I'm lit. It's different. Like when I'm chill, bro, I'm chill.
Yeah.
When it's time to work, I'm up. I'm jumping in the crowd. I'm doing all types of stuff.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be the first artist to live stream the tour.
I was going to ask you that would be special if you would have live streamed the whole tour.
I am.
Just take your fans with you so they can see exactly what you see.
Yep.
That'd
I'm
be
gonna have to
cool.
have Secret Service on.
And
the
y'all
bus.
don't steal his idea either. Let him do that first.
Nah, they can try if they want. Anybody can steal the idea, but it's like I want to be the first. You know what I'm saying?
DDG, you're smart, man. I got one more question. Can 100 men beat a gorilla?
Yes. I don't know why that was even a thing. Like, you got to think about it, bro. Like, if a gorilla came in here right now, it's 100 of us. You know what I'm saying? How many people can a gorilla kill before he's tired?
Now here's the problem. Who wants to be the one that the gorilla kill?
That's the thing about these scenarios. People get to thinking too deep. We ain't thinking about mentally if he's scared to run up. No, we talking about 100 people trying to
Just
fight this
jumping on
gorilla.
one gorilla.
They're gonna kill that gorilla.
Man, I said it ain't gonna start because who gonna be the first one to run up on the gorilla?
Let me tell you something, DD. If it's our people, we going to be late. We showing up late.
It's gonna be 57 to start with.
DDG, thanks for checking in. The Audacy Check In. Buck and Reg, DDG. Good man.
Appreciate it, man.
Enjoy that video? See more interviews, more performances, and more of your favorite artists by subscribing and downloading the free Audacy app.